This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for Thursday, May 22nd, 2025. I'm Marek Mazurek. Officials at Purdue University this week celebrated the relaunch of the Indiana Manufacturing Competitiveness Center, or IN-MaC. Established in 2012, IN-MaC was designed to help Indiana manufacturers with their digital transformation to Industry 4.0 and support workforce development efforts to help students transition to industry jobs. Director Nathan Hartman says the relaunch aims to bolster that commitment by placing a greater emphasis on training workers on the skills they need.
Not enough workforce to support the manufacturing that needs to be done, but not just not enough people in general, but not enough people with the right kinds of technology and computing skills that are necessary for a more robust and frankly more automated manufacturing environment.
Hartman said many companies are looking to deploy automation in many cases because they can't find enough skilled workers to do the job. Jim Irsay's three daughters have been all in on the Indianapolis Colts for years, and it's expected that they will continue to play significant roles in the franchise's operations following their father's death on Wednesday. Carly Irsay Gordon, Casey Foyt, and Kaylin Jackson all have ownership stakes in the team, in addition to serving as vice chairs since 2010 and overseeing various parts of the Colts operation. While specifics of the Colts' next steps might not become public for some time, each of the daughters is expected to remain with the team and keep it in Indianapolis. A Colts spokesperson declined Wednesday night to discuss the team's succession plan, which is kept on file with the NFL. But experts said they anticipate Irsay, Gordon, Foyt, and Jackson to continue operating the team without any hiccups. Milton Thompson, a longtime Indianapolis-based sports agent and attorney, said that given Jim Irsay's persistent health problems in recent years, the leadership transition has already effectively occurred within the Colts organization. He said while Irsay had the final call on major decisions, his daughters have largely run the franchise in its place. 44-year-old Carly Irsay Gordon largely focuses on football operations and internal content. Meanwhile, Kaylin Jackson coordinates the family's philanthropic and community work, and she leads the Kicking the Stigma initiative focused on raising awareness about mental health disorders. And Casey Foyt manages community relations and marketing for the Colts. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
To succeed, you need to stay informed. You need to be engaged. And let's face it, you need to set yourself apart from the rest by connecting with a company that brings you the best. Because in today's environment, business is an ever-moving target, and we'll help you chase it. IBJ Media. The best of business is in us. Get started at ibjmedia.com/youngprofessional.
A delegation led by the Port of Antwerp-Bruges in Belgium visited northwest Indiana on Wednesday as part of a trade mission to explore economic opportunities and new container shipments between U.S., Midwest, and European markets. The group toured the ports of Indiana Burns Harbor, which will soon become the first international sea cargo container terminal on Lake Michigan, as well as the port's steel processing facilities. The visit comes nearly a year after the ports of Indiana and Port of Antwerp-Bruges signed a memorandum of understanding to collaborate on multiple initiatives, including advancing economic development, container shipping, and port security. The Port of Antwerp-Bruges is the second largest port in Europe and 13th largest in the world. The meeting comes amid a tense time as President Donald Trump wages a trade war against the European Union and the rest of the world. And Crane Army ammunition activity in Martin County, one of the largest ammunition depots in the U.S. Army, has opened a new rail car holding yard that is expected to boost safety and efficiency. The holding yard includes an additional 11,000 feet of track and the ability to now manage 1 million pounds of explosive materials. Crane Army ammunition activity manages outgoing munitions as well as the disposition of excesses and unserviceable munitions, a process described as its retrograde mission. The new holding yard provides the additional space and resources to better sort and inventory retrograde munitions. Jill and Bryce Morrison, co-founders of the alcoholic seltzer sensation Mom Water, are this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC. A weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Marek Mazurek for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.
Get ready for full throttle coverage as we shift into high gear for Business at the Brickyard, presented by LiUNA with support from the City of Westfield and Daniel's Family Vineyard and Winery. We're giving you the inside track on the powerful connection between motorsports and the Indiana economy. Join us at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway for exclusive interviews, behind-the-scenes access, and the stories that drive the business of motorsports. So buckle up and join us for Emmy Award-winning Business at the Brickyard coverage all month long.